All right, guys, so here we are. This is 5-2 day 2. And so we're picking up kind of right where we left off in the last video. And this time we're going to talk, so we're still on the unit circle. But this time we're going to talk about something called reference numbers, okay? And we're still talking about T. Remember that T is like my distance around the circle. And I keep saying that, I'm going to keep reiterating that because we need to remember that T is a distance, okay? And that is the distance. We always start at the same spot on the unit circle. Remember, we're always starting over here. However far I go around, that's my distance T. Now, my reference number also has a T in it, but it's got that little bar on top. I say bar because that is how I pronounce it. This is pronounced T bar, okay? Some of you that have done some stat stuff understand that bar is a common math term. So my reference number is called T bar. And what that is it is my shortest distance. So it's still a distance, but it's my shortest distance along the unit circle between the terminal point determined by T and the x-axis. Okay? So T still gets me to a point. We call that terminal point P, and then I have to figure out how to get back to the x-axis. So, directions here say, find the reference number for each value of T. So when I look at number 1 here, number 1, and I'm going to draw a lot of pictures, and I think it's a good idea for you to get into the habit of doing that as well. So remember, we always start here, that's 0, over here is always pi. So here's what we're doing. We're specifically looking at this value, and that says pi over 4. So that means that I need to take my pi, right, which is half the circle right there, and I need to divide that into 4 equal pieces. So each one of those pieces is 1 pi over 4. So when I start here at 0, I count that's 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. There's 4 pi over 4s. I need to get to 7 of them, which means that I have to take the other half of the circle and divide that also into pi over 4s. So I was at 4 pi over 4s, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 5, 6, 7. So this point right here is at 7 pi over 4. Okay, that's my T. T bar means I have to go my shortest distance back to the x-axis. So especially when I'm teaching this, here's what I do. I really highlight the x-axis, and I ask if I'm starting from right here, because that's where my T value is it shorter to get to the x-axis, going to the right, or going to the left? Going to the right. This distance right here is much shorter than going all the way around to the pi side there. So how big is that distance? It's 1 box, or 1 section. In this case, it's pi over 4. So my reference number, or T bar, in this case is pi over 4. So I have to figure out where T is on my circle, and then I have to find the shortest distance back. All right, number 2, setting up my unit circle. This time, I'm looking for pi over 3s. And I want you to notice, this one is negative. What does that mean? It means I'm going to go down on my unit circle, right? Because it's a negative value. So this is still starting at 0. If I go down, that's negative pi. And I need to break my pi section up into 3 sections. So I'm going to go here and here. I'm breaking it up into thirds. Okay? So I'm going to start where I always do. I'm going 1 pi over 3, 2 pi over 3s. Right there is negative 2 pi over 3. Good. And now I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. After I figured out where that is, I go back to my x-axis and I ask, Is it shorter to get to the x-axis, going to the left, or going to the right? In this case, it's shorter going to the left. So what is that distance? It's one section. Therefore, that distance is pi over 3. Now, a lot of people would put on there, it's negative pi over 3. That's not correct, because remember that my t-bar is a distance, and a distance can never be negative. Even if I run backwards, I'm not going negative miles. So a distance is always a positive answer. Okay. Next one, a little tricky. So here's my unit circle. Here's 0, here's pi. But then I look at t. And I'm saying t is equal to 5.80. Well, that's a decimal. But that decimal is the same as working with a value of pi. We know what pi is, guys. Pi is 3.14. So I labeled it pi out here, but that's the same as 3.14 on my unit circle. And all the way around the circle is 2 pi. So 2 pi is 6.28. Okay. And if I start here and I'm going around the circle, when I get to this point right here, that's half a pi. So that's 3.14 divided by 2, which I know is 1.57. And if I come around this far on my circle, that's an additional 1.57 added to the 3.14 here. So that is 4.71. So those numbers, 1.57, 3.14, 4.71, and 6.28, you're going to get to know those. We need to remember them or be able to figure out what they are for doing a problem like this. Okay, therefore, if my t-value is 5.80, I'm starting right here. It's positive, so I'm going up. I'm passing 1.57. I'm passing 3.14, and I'm passing 4.71, but it's not as far as 6.28. So it's someplace in here. I don't know exactly where it is, but I know it's someplace in here. So that's what my t-value is. And I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did before, where I'm saying, okay, if t value's here, is it shorter for my reference number to go up to the right or to the left? To the right. Now, how far is that distance? Well, I know that all the way around is 6.28, and I've already gone 5.80, so if I subtract those, I would get 0.48. So that is my t-bar. That's my reference number. And I get that just by using those numbers. All right. Now, we're going to kind of put those together for this next piece. I'm very certain that I got these directions out of the book. And I will say this, you don't necessarily have to follow them in this order, okay? A lot of this is going to come a little more naturally to you. So basically, here's what I need to do. I'm going to find my terminal point P. So it's going to give me a t value, and I'm going to find the P, right, on this unit circle. So t tells me the distance, how far I go around the circle. After I do that, I'm going to find my reference number, which is t-bar. So that's what we've been practicing doing right here. Now, the t-bar, right, is going to be matching up with that chart we used yesterday. So remember that when we said if we had a pi, whoops, don't want it on that, I want it here. If we had a pi over 6, the ordered pair that goes with pi over 6 is root 3 over 2, 1/2. And the ordered pair that goes with pi over 4 is root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. And the ordered pair that goes with pi over 3 is 1/2 root 3 over 2. Okay? So that's on our chart. Hopefully that's starting to get into your head a little bit. And also, we're going to have to figure out what quadrant we're in, right? Because the quadrant is going to determine what's positive and what is negative here in my x and y. All right, so let's take a look. So for number 1, I say 5 pi over 6. So again, I'm starting, here's 0, here's pi. I'm breaking it up into 6 sections. So there's 2 big sections. I'm going to break those up each into 3. So I had pi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pi over 6s to make it all the way around. So 5 pi over 6 happens right here. Okay. Next question. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, right? Because I'm going, here's 1 pi over 6. Here's 2 pi over 6s, here's 3, here's 4, here's 5 pi over 6. Okay, now I find my t bar, my reference number. So t bar, I go from this spot, am I going left or right to get to the x-axis the quickest? To the left. How big is that section? It's pi over 6. So pi over 6 uses this ordered pair, root 3 over 2, 1/2, but I'm in quadrant 2. So in quadrant 2, my x value is negative. So negative root 3 over 2, comma 1/2. That is the correct answer. That's what my point ordered pair would be. Good. Why don't you try number 2? Pause the video and come on back. All right, so for number 2, I break up my circle. I'm doing pi over 4s here. So this is pi, I'm gonna break it up into 4 sections, and I need 7 of them. So that means I have to go a little further. So I start right here at 0, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 7 pi over 4. My t bar, right, back to my x-axis. Do I go left or right? I go to the right. That is 1 section, so it's pi over 4. So the pi over 4 is root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. But I am in quadrant 4, which makes my x positive and my y negative. Did you get it right? Good. You can do the same thing here. I need to check something. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. I thought I changed something on your sheet, but I did not. Okay, so for number 3, same thing is going to be true here. I find negative 2 pi over 3. You want to try it? Try it. Pause the video and come back. Negative means I'm going down, so this is 0. I'm going to go in this direction. That's negative pi. Pi over 3, I break them up into sections of 3. I need negative 2 of them. That's right here. So t bar comes back this way. So my t bar is a positive pi over 3, which means pi over 3 is the ordered pair, 1/2 root 3 over 2. But I'm in quadrant 3, which makes them both negative. Here's my answer. All right, last one. Little different. Starting at 0, here's pi. I'm doing pi over 6. So I'm going to break up my pi into 6 pieces, but I need 28 of them, which means that first of all, I have to do all of these sections, okay? Now, here's the thing. If I start counting, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm only as far as 12 right there. I need 28. If I go all the way around again, so I was at 12 pi over 6. If If I go all the way around again, it's another 12 pi. That's 24 pi over 6. And then I can go 25, 26, 27, 28 is right there. So I can keep going around this track or this unit circle until I get to that spot. That's where 28 pi over 6 is. The next thing I need to do is find t-bar. So there's my x-axis. Which way do I go? I go left. This is my shortest distance. How many sections is that? It's 2. So it's 2 pi over 6's. But this is a fraction, guys. I can reduce that to pi over 3, which I have to, because these ordered pairs only come if it's exactly pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3. So 2 pi over 6 wouldn't work, but that's okay, it's pi over 3. So the ordered pair that goes with pi over 3 is 1/2 root 3 over 2, but I'm in quadrant 2, which makes x negative and y positive. So there's the answer. All right, hopefully that makes sense to you. The homework I'm gonna have you try with this is on page 406 again. Numbers, let's see, 2, 16, 22 and 30. 32, do B and D. And then 33 through 54, the multiples of 3. Let me know if you have any questions.